I know that I do more quick-paced videos about Battle Sister tactics or Genestealer cult models, but sitting on my bed with a glass of wine, I was thinking. And after my video about Paul Sawyer, I read the comments you all posted about how Paul played 40k and encouraged people to play 40k in a fun way. For many of you, certainly for me, 40k is a big part of your hobby life. There are video games, there are anime that you can relate to, but if you play 40k enough to watch videos about it, or play any game often enough, then it will be a key part of your life. So I don't think it is a stretch to say that how you play 40k, the attitude towards it, will be the attitude you have in life. Very few people are completely different at the table compared to outside the game. So I hope that if I can get you to enjoy 40k more, to see the fun side of it and ridicule rather than bemoan the bad stuff, you can feel better in your life. Lofty goals for a vampire sitting alone. But let's start with me. In a literal sense, there is only me here. At the start, and I do mean in 2nd edition, I got a few models and enjoyed playing with them. There was absolutely no rush. I was young. The game sizes back then were small, and I had no concept of a completed army and no desire to make one. But as I got to university, I changed, and it felt like I had to make the most of what I subconsciously felt would be the last time I would get free time before I got a 9-to-5 job. Not totally untrue, but in those few years, I went mad for models. I painted about 100 Skaven, got way more Metal Sisters, started and finished a Dark Eldar army, doubled my Imperial Guard in size, tripled my Chaos Space Marine army with as many alternate cultists to the point where I could field a full cultist army when their rules came out in Imperial armor. And that was how I saw life at the time. Live now. Tomorrow you will be miserable and have no time. But I did have time. And I wasn't that miserable. Instead, now I don't want good things to end. So when I have an army, I can do loads at the start, but towards the end of the project, I don't want it to be over. Right now, I have 3 Deathwatch Marines sitting part built. It won't take long to build them, but that would mean it's over, and I want to hold on to as much fun as possible. I will do that in 40k games too. Yes, it's obvious that it's over, but come on, one last charge, one last duel. Let's get all the fun, cool moments from this that we can. I subconsciously don't want to risk the next thing not being fun. And I tell you, deciding to become an anime vampire as a full-time job, living off tip money in my digital tip jar, affiliate support where they give me money if you use my links in the description to buy war games. Yes, sometimes you have to be unsubtle, and a little bit of ad revenue from YouTube. Deciding this would be my life was a scary choice, but I want to settle in and get all the fun I can and not let it end. There are more obvious cases for other people. If you are spontaneous, why not decide on the fly who your unit is going to shoot at? If you are more meticulous, you will have planned out before it was even your turn and know exactly what each of your units is going to do. You can learn these things about yourself. Do you hate commitment to one army and get bits of loads of armies waiting for the next model to catch your eye? Do you treat jobs the same way? You got a job? What is the next job or position? Exciting at first, but quickly you lose interest and move on. Committed only to change. What about your view of success? Is every part that you do a little success? A few painted models is good? 450 points completed is good because now you can play combat patrol missions. Is every step a success, or is the army a failure if you stopped before you got to 2,000 points of competitive units and you can't let yourself play a game before you have a 2,000 point table ready army? Is life like that? You have to reach the next milestone, get a house, get married, get a really big TV to get to the next milestone and not enjoy your time there. If you played Space Marine 2, did you finish the story in 10 hours to have that accomplishment, or did you take your time and watch the set pieces and enjoy the scenery? I think it's better that way. You may have also noticed that among the people you play with, the people that complain about some aspect of 40k, let's say werewolf space marines, it ruins 40k for them. But their outlook on life is that werewolves have ruined everything. Everywhere they look, there are werewolves. Teen romance, horror, Shrek movies. They have decided that werewolves are bad and see werewolves as confirmation that everything is ruined. Weird as it is to say, I encourage you to ignore the werewolves and focus on what you find are the fun parts of 40k. I love a good moan about Warhammer and Games Workshop, we all do, and I have complained about werewolves before, but it feels better to focus on the fun parts, the bits you liked. I can't change your life, but I might be able to change your outlook on 40k, and through that, make your life feel a bit better. So I encourage you to enjoy trying out a new terrain layout, trying out a new detachment, not feeling bitter if it was not for you, but that it was a fun time, and next time you can pick a different detachment that is more fun. Do those heroic last charges, and enjoy the story even as you lose the game. Did you used to be like that when you were younger? Would you like to play games with that attitude again? You might not be able to slow down and enjoy all parts of your life, but I hope you can with 40k. And if you are consistent with that attitude in 40k, you might be able to shift your attitude in all other things in life. If you don't like how modern Games Workshop suggests you play 40k, try how it was done in the past. I don't think I've cracked it, but I like the me that is more open to new things and not as afraid of change. I get the feeling that that will be thrown back at me at some point in the future. I reserve the right to not like a new thing. But as long as I can keep finding fun things in what I have, I'll be alright. And that goes for all parts of my life. How I work, meet new people, and live my own life. I like younger me that played smaller games and was happy with a smaller army. I like enjoying the process of making an army rather than it having a set goal. If you don't want to sweat the small stuff in life, see if you can make an army list of 1,980 points and accept that that will do. If you want to be nicer to people around you, see if you can calm that urge to look down on people for not knowing and forgetting their 40k rules. If I can make improvements in how I play 40k, it will help how I see entertainment, that I can never make it, because there is no such thing, never really an end. So you just enjoy it as it goes and be willing to try something a little different. Like this video. Like this video. I'm being less subtle again. How you play 40k is how you live life. And I hope you have a great day of 40k.